All right,
There we
Shalom,
go.
we back. Shalom, Shalom. They had the live stream cut off for some reason, so we back, right? Brother, your call from SOZ Atlanta,
Brother Potawatomi, Houston.
Hey, brother Karatazar, Houston as well, brother.
right? So we back through the spirit, coming at y'all with another blow the trumpet and stay on your pivot, right? Current events, news, anything and everything that we find. You know, the Lord told us to sound a trumpet, right? Cry loud and spare not. Right, that's more than just rebuking our people and going into the teaching the things on the highways and byways. That's also telling our people what's going on in the world, right? How can we know that we're closer to salvation if we don't know the time that we in? Right. So I'm gonna start off with this scripture through the spirit. Right. Brothers can see my screen all right?
Con.
I'm gonna get this scripture real quick. Right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 34. It reads, "Behold, I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom." Right? A classic scripture. Right. So we don't look up current events, we don't look up these news sources, we don't go into these things for ourselves. These things are for the benefit of the nation of Israel. Right. These things are for our people to be in the know and the understanding of the times that we're in. Right. The perilous times that we're in, right? The exciting times that we're in. Right. I'm gonna get another one. Right. um this is Iraq chapter 36 and verse 5. It says, "And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no other God but thou, but thou only, but only thou, O Yahweh." Right? Show new signs and make other strange wonders. Right? So we can see in the world how the Most High, he's moving his hand and showing new signs to us. Right? Of course, we have the sign of the prophet Jonah. Right? That's brothers being out there on the highways and byways. But we can also see what's going on in the world. Right? 20 years ago, you didn't have all these prophecies kicking off back to back the way that they are now. It says, "Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works." Right? So we can see that his wonderful works are being set forth, right? The Most High is beginning to visit the earth which he created, right? But brothers, got any points real
Yeah,
quick?
Con. Con. Can you please pull a scripture for me? Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1.
Let's get it. It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 1. You want me to read it, King?
Uh, nah. Oh, yeah, please, Papa Shah.
God. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 1. It reads, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch and see what he will say unto me, and I shall answer when I am reproved."
You see that? Hey, so, hey, we must stand on our watch, man. Stand on that tower and see the things the Lord's doing in the earth, man. And then we got to accept that reproof that's coming from it, man. There's more on that, right? You got to accept the reproof that's coming from it, right? Because when you're watching on the tower, you're going to see things happening in the earth, and you got to use that, match it up with the scriptures, and add the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to it, man. But let's read on. It says what?
And the Lord answered me and said, "Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it."
So the Lord wants you to run. The Lord wants you to run with the things that you see, run with the visions that you see, right? The understanding that you get from the things that happen in the earth. He wants you to run with it, man. Right? Hey, use it, man. Use it for your betterment. Use it for wisdom, right? Next verse, please, Baba Kasha.
God. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it
Mm-hmm.
tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
You see that? So all things must happen, man. And the Lord said that what? Right? There's going to be a war coming up in the earth, right? There's going to be famines in the land, right? There's going to be Esau. He's wiser than Daniel. He has the blessing of a sword, so he has weapons and things that nobody else knows of, man. Right? You also got Esau's whistleblowers to let you know some of these things that they have the ability to do, man. Right? Lord willing, will be able to get into it and check it out, man. That's it.
God.
Hey, brother, can you bring me a precept out also? First Thessalonians 5 and 6.
God. It's the book of First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 6. It reads, "Therefore, let us not sleep, as do others. Let me read that again. Therefore, let us not sleep as do, but let us watch and be sober.
That's right. You know what I mean? Because right now, a lot of our people is sleep in the darkness, man. They can't tell what's going on around them. They're not paying attention to the current events. They lost into the sauce, man. They're running away into their own diverse thoughts and just basically being so self-absorbed that they're not in the spirit of the Lord because they don't first keep the commandments of the Lord. So they're not even understanding that in these last days, you got to wake up because our salvation is nearer than what you can believe, right? So, as most of our people, we can't be the ones that are asleep when we're trying to blow this trumpet. We're trying to bring this information forth, you know. So, and we got to, like it just said, but let us watch and be sober, meaning that we can't be drunk with the wine of Babylon. We got to be sure and steadfast in the word of the Lord and be able to see these scriptures and see and see these things coming up that the Lord set before us as signs to His coming back. You know what I mean? So. And with that just being said, like, you know, hey, we got to wake up, make sure that we staying diligent and keeping the times, and, you know, see, so we can see how close we are to these end days. And then I'll rest with that.
Khan, Khan, all praises, all praises. Right. So the first thing that we're gonna tap into is these fires, man. These fires are getting a little out of control, right? And when I say out of control, we know who's it's the Most High ultimately that's doing these things, right? But these fires, they're becoming more widespread, right? They're all across the globe now, right? At first, it may have been just Australia was on fire for a little bit. Then what was it? Canada was on fire for a little bit, so called, right? Then you had what happened? You had, all of these branches of, the locomotives blowing up just off the tracks for no reason. All of a sudden, right? You had all these food processing plants and chicken farms blowing up and animals exploding out of nowhere, right? You had all these things just happening at one time out of nowhere, out of the blue, which leads you to believe that if you see a pattern, right, it's constantly increasing of one thing happening, you know, soon enough, you're going to be led to believe that these things are being done on purpose, right? But ultimately, the Most High is in control, right? So I'm gonna pull this up real quick, right? I'm gonna read the article first, and then I'm gonna get the video. Can brothers see my screen? Khan. It reads: Scorched Europe battles daily fires. Turkey shuts shipping lane. So Turkey, now this is very recent, as of 2 days ago, right? Turkey has been on fire, man. Turkey has been, getting burnt up as well, right? And we're gonna touch back on that Maui situation because we got some new info on it. Brother Potter was being diligent. He got a little more info on that, right? So we're gonna tap back into that through the spirit, Lord willing. But right now, Turkey, they're being scorched. It says searing temperatures fueled wildfires and promoted health warnings across Europe on Wednesday as a blaze in Turkey forced the closure of Dardanelles shipping lanes and winds fanned the flames in Greece, where 20 people already been killed. 20 people have already been killed, right? So that's, and it may seem like a small number. You got to understand these are souls that the Most High has taken away. You got to think of your spirit as a candlestick. Once that thing gets blown out, there's no coming back, right? These are 20 spirits and souls that will never return, right? It says France, which widened its heat wave. Well, I'm gonna skip down on that. I don't want to read this whole thing. You could, if you got the time, you could do that. I want to get to the nitty gritty. It reads, in Greece, firefighters battle a blaze for a second day close to Athens, and authorities warned that heat and winds risk stoking more wildfires a day after 18 bodies, probably migrants, were found in a charred northern forest. So, as you can see, a lot of these geographical locations, more than likely coming from different forests, have been stricken with wildfires. And I looked it up. This has been the hottest fire recorded since the 1800s. not the hottest fire, the hottest summer. And a lot of times when it's very dry temperature, hot and dry temperature can start a random forest fire, right? So this being the hottest recorded in 1800s, they say 1800s because they can't date back any further, right? So who knows? This could be one of the hottest summers in history, right? 2023 has been the hottest summer thus far, right? You got a point out?
No, a lot, man.
So these fires, they could, very well be straight up because of the Most High turning the heat up, right?
Can I bring out a precept on that one?
Khan, bring it out.
Hey, bring out the book of Psalms 83 and 14, Baba Kashah.
Khan.
But that's a very mighty point, because the Lord is not playing right now. You see his marvelous works and power devouring this earth before our eyes, man. So would you want me to read that? Or you got it?
I got you, King. It reads, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so
and that's what's going on.
Oh, yeah,
keep going. No, keep going. That's perfect. Keep going.
It says, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm.
And you see that? And that's exactly what's going on in the earth, man. The Lord is persecuting the earth with devouring fire, with the devouring fire. No matter where you turn, like the brother brought out, Canada's on fire, California's on fire, Turkey's on fire, Maui's on fire, and the Lord is just devouring these places where these heathens are at, and then bringing forth maybe just to show you like how it's a terrible thing to have the Lord start coming upon you and touching you with his hand, man, because he's gonna bring everything to a desolation, especially if you're going against him and his people, man. And there's nothing that anybody can do but look in awe and be completely terrified, because how long were they able to put the fires out in Maui? No, they actually had to the fires had to burn themselves out. It had to devour everything on the land. People were so terrified they had to jump into the waters, man. These people were crying out for anything they do, but the Lord's gonna bring these tempests, these strong winds, and with the strong wind, what does wind do with fire? It just makes it grow. And it devours more and more, and it gets out of control to the point that there's nothing anybody can do. So just a good point to show that the Lord's judging these people and making them terrified with his acts, with the fires that he's bringing to the land, man.
They calm, man. And a lot of people don't know, right? Esau, he's very crafty, very cunning, man. Right? The Lord gave him a lot of wisdom on the left-hand side to do wicked with, man. They now got weather controlling machines, man. Esau, they got these cloud making machines, and they make clouds, they make rain, right? They can do those type of things, man. If you don't believe it, just look out the window, man. Those plants that you have in your neighborhoods, that's just blowing up smoke. Hey, that's destroying the atmosphere, man. Right? That's polluting the land even more and more, man. Because you got to think about it. All that smoke is going into what? The clouds. And when the clouds rain, now what we got? Acid rain, man. They teach you this in school, man. They teach you what acid rain is, man. Right? Rain filled with a whole bunch of chemicals. That gets on the land, and what? Now the land is even more polluted than what it was, man. Right? All of this stuff adds up, man. And it's been adding up for years, man. Decade upon decade, man. Century upon century, man. So yeah. All of this stuff is is happening, man. I see you got a precept. Go ahead, King.
Good precepts, Kings. And just a real quick point, the Lord said that the earth is polluted, man. It's lost its youth. Even from the things that we eat, they you get a strawberry now and compare it to a strawberry back then, it's not the same. It's completely different thing. A banana now compared to a banana back then is a completely different fruit. Watermelon, even grapes. You get little grapes this size for $5, and the bag is half empty because everybody's been reaching in there and eating them. You kind of go in a grocery store, you got a nasty white woman digging in her nose, then she kind of pick up a grape and eat it, right? The fruit is not the same anymore, right? They spraying all types of pesticides. You got what's it called? The streams in the air, the chemtrails. There we go. Right, you got that in the air. The earth is crying, sighing, and crying for the wicked to be put out, man. You know it's bad when a soil can't reap a good harvest anymore, right? Where all these crops and these different plots of farmland, right, is not giving what they used to, right? And now they say it's because of population control. Well, how can it be that when the Lord said, "Be fruitful and multiply"? He gave that commandment to man and beasts, right? Not just the Israelites, right? So the Lord said, "Be fruitful and multiply," but now we have to have population control and kill people off, right?
Yeah. See that? Hey, and another thing, man, I was watching the video just recently, and they say if you take all the population of every human on Earth and you put them in one location and have them stand side to side, they will only take up the peninsula over there in Africa, man. Not even the whole thing. So there's still land undiscovered, man.
Right.
Right. In Brazil, there's still land that's undiscovered in Brazil. Secret tribes in Brazil that won't let people get past certain areas, man, without dying. And there's an island that shoot down helicopters with bows and arrows, man. Right? You see that?
Hey, Baba, bring out the book of Isaiah 32:7, brother. There were some really mighty points. 32:7. So these are very mighty points that you're seeing that Esau and the other nations are deceiving us with, man. They're telling us that the fruit that we eating are healthy fruits, man, but they're full of GMOs. The air that you breathe in, it's healthy to breathe. Why do you think it's safer for the kids to be inside now than outside? Because there's more pollution outside. Back in the day when I was outside, we weren't allowed in the house, man. Because they tell you need to develop your lungs, go out there and breathe the fresh, good air. But now they've polluted the air. Now you can't even drink the water on the tap of the side of the water hose no more, man. Because what? They got chemicals all in the water. They took the fluorides. And it's contaminated because now the processing plants don't really care about making the water so safe for us now. Most counties that you go in, they have a boil ban, a boil enforcement to make sure before you could even drink the water, you gotta boil it up, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those crafty devices that Esau likes to use, man. So bring this up, Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 7. It reads, "The instruments also of the curl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right."
Right. And we out here, we're the needy. We're trying to tell our people, man, come out of her, man. Don't trust into them. Don't eat these different defiled foods, man. Because they'll be the first one to tell you, guess what? Pork is the other white meat. That's the good meat, right? And that's a wicked thing. You know what I mean? We're the poor that needs to understand that that's against the commandments of the Lord for us. But the wicked to try to take you down by saying, hey, we got these wicked devices, man. Go ahead and start, drinking these. And what did they just find out about the bottled waters? That they got microplastics in them, right? So now you're getting your body filled up, but they say, hey, let's take the healthy alternative. Turns out to be the silent death that you trust in your enemy. And you're getting brought down very low because of these wicked devices that they're using against the poor and needy, which is Israel, because we don't really understand the devices and the magnitude of what they use them as, man.
Hey, calm, man.
Right.
Go ahead, King.
No, you got it.
Okay, calm, right? And that matches up with that Revelations 18 and 23, man. I'm gonna read it real quick. It says what? "And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all, right? And the voice of the bridegroom of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For the merchant were the great men of the earth, for by the sorceries which all nations deceive." Were all nations deceived, man. So Esau is deceiving people through their sorcery, man. They're broadcasting, man. Right? They're spell casting, the news channels, man. Right? They're doing it through news channels, words, you know what I'm saying? The way they put words together, they do it literally just to brainwash people, man. Have them think that everything's all right and okay. And that's not what it is, man. The Lord said, "Woe to them that cry peace, peace." When he said there is no peace, man. Right? Come on, man.
That's right.
Mighty points, King. Mighty points.
God, we could let's see. Because there's a
Give him
little
that
bit more on that. What you say?
Go ahead, King.
God, yeah, there's a little bit more of that. Let's see. It says the fire went out for half an hour, but with these very strong winds, it's been alternatively. Am I tripping?
You good, Q?
Alternately starting and then stopping again. The 60-year-old resident Demetrius Arminius told Reuters. So it's been going on, off and on, right? Through the winds, stopping, going on. So it's like it's you living in a time of uncertainty where you don't know, okay, this fire could reach my house or it could reach my kid's school, so and so, so and so, right? It says another 700 people were moved from a migrant camp 16 miles north. 700 people, right? Imagine your entire high school got to move, man. Your entire, business corporation just got to move, right? 700 people because of this fire evacuated, right? And there's some more on this. It says authorities were trying to identify the 18 bodies discovered on Tuesday. It says on a common route for migrants from the Middle East and Asia trying to cross into the European Union. And, how do they know it's been 18 bodies?
Mm.
It can definitely be, triple that, quadruple that, 100 times that, right?
Mm.
These numbers, I'm led to believe these numbers was kind of, damage control in a sense, to not call, because once fear is stirred up in a crowd of people, what happens? It starts civil unrest, right? What happens with civil unrest? Rioting. And of course, you might not have rioting during a time of a fire, right? But throughout history, look at any time that, civil unrest was called, they issuing the damage control. And this being one method of it to lower the body count, right? Missing body count, dead body count, any count, right? So that's just, one way, of Esau, using his sorceries and numbers, right? But I got the video also pulled up if any brother doesn't have any points.
Nah, man. I'll just make this quick point, man. Esau is known for fabricating numbers, man. Right, and I'm gonna show up a video earlier, right? Even in Maui, man, there's a dude, you know what I'm saying, and he blew the whistle. Right, he kind of told on the so-called white man, said that he found FEMA, right, burying bodies, man, burying bodies in unmarked graves, man, to try to hide those numbers. How many people truly died in that incident, man? You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's what they do, man. Right, especially during the time. Right now we're in a time of war. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Turkey's not going to let everybody know how many people they're truly losing, man, or what their true agenda is, or what they're truly doing on the earth, man. Right? You got to think about it. You never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You know what I'm saying? You keep your ailments in house. You know what I'm saying? You keep your problems in the house, man. We Israel, we known for that, man. Don't let nobody else know our business, man. It's the same thing with the nations, man. Right? They watch us, they study us, they know us, man, and they're gonna use our ways against us, man. Right? That's why you got these secret societies that let nobody know what they're doing, but people who are in that secret society, man.
Bring that out.
All
Yeah,
right.
Esau, they'll try to use your own tactics against you, man. Right? We had the census back in the day. That just kind of reminds me how we used to do the census, where we used to number our people. And now Esau got a hold of that, Esau got a hold of the things that we used to do and they use it against us, right? How is it that we're, more in number than any nation, but yet we're the minority? So, a lot of times Esau, if you didn't know, which I'm sure, brothers and sisters did, a lot of times what Esau will do is, again, he'll use these numbers to make something seem like it's not that bad, or to make something, or to exaggerate, depending on the situation. If it's for his benefit, he's going to lessen the numbers, right? If it's against them, if the odds are against them, right, then they're going to do what they can to make themselves look good. Esau's always going to try to find a way, not even just Esau, but the other nations, they're going to always try to find a way to magnify themselves first,
Huh. Hey, just on that point, brother, that's very true. They like to, what do they like to do? Expose other people to lift themselves up. They like to manipulate information to make themselves look glorious. You know what I mean? But they're so abominable. So let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 15 through 16.
2 and 15.
Yeah, 2 and 15 through 16.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 15. It reads, "Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness."
And let me just tap this real quick, because this is what they're known to do. Go back to that precept, Baba Kashab, brother.
God.
You know, destruction to the man that gives his neighbor drink. So what does they like to do? They like to get you under the influence of them, right? So they're gonna try to make you sip that wicked wine that they have, and that put us the bottle to him and make us some drunk also. You know what I mean? So they want you to drink on the wicked perversion that they running with, and they also, you know, trying to make sure that you're just as drunk as they are, and not in control of your own spirit. That thou mayest look on their naked, just so they can bring you low to kind of like expose you. You know what I mean? That's basically a type of assault, because they're trying to get you inebriated. Because how would that look if you had some kind of, you know, you had taken a woman out on a date or something like that, and you get her drunk just so you can try to take advantage of her, man, and uncover their nakedness? What would that be considered? An assault. You know what I mean? That's what they like to do to the people that are around them. That's what they do to the nations. And that's what they've heavily targeted to do to us, because they've been doing that to us since we was in slavery, keeping us drunk on their wine, right? And go to the next verse, Baba Kashah.
Spiritually trying to roofie you, man.
Hey, there you go. Now you're picking up on it, right? Let's go.
Verse 16. "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be covered." So like, be uncovered. "The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory."
You see, and their claim to fame is to be so glorious, but the Lord saying the things that they relish in, the things that they're prideful in, is their shame, man. And the Lord's gonna bring all of these wicked doings to light, and they're gonna be completely set out there, man. And there's not gonna be a hidden thing. And and we all know where your foreskin is located. So when you really looking at it like that, you really caught with your pants down, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing you can do for that. But the Lord's going to restore and get that righteous recompense for his people Israel, and for the abominations that they've committed against the Most High. And that's going to be a shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So that's what's going to be your punishment. It's going to be a valid that stake in the net in the coffin to show how wicked you was. Thus said the Lord, man. I'm not here with that.
Khan, that's a beautiful point, man. Yeah, you got to watch out for these Esau, man, because Esau, he'll it's crazy. He'll expose us first, then he'll do what he do what he got to do to keep himself looking clean. Even if sometimes he got to expose himself. You know?
Hey, sometimes Esau does that, man. Instead of exposing out the whole body, he'll cut off the finger and put the finger out there for everybody to see, man.
Yep. That's
and
right.
We all know there's no profane fornicator other than Esau, man. So you know he's a freak of the freaks, man. He'll sacrifice himself in some wicked ways just to bring you low, man. And
That's
then
right.
he has the system. He can cover it up and still put it on you as if you're the cause for his going off. You know what I mean?
And you got to think about that. He sacrificing part of himself, right, just to get your trust, just to get you to trust him a little bit more. You see that? Hey, I showed you what they was doing, man. Now trust me. Now love me. Now depend on me, man. Let me come into your city, man. Hey, let me invite me to your house, man. I told you what your boss was trying to do, that the boss was trying to fire you. I showed you that. Go ahead and invite me over. Let me meet your family, man. Next thing you know, you got a creep in the house, man. See that?
In the house.
In the house, man.
Creeping up the stairs, you know.
Kind of looking at your door.
Around the corner, trying to see what you're doing, man.
See that? Kind of telling, hey, can I go to the restroom? Kind of go upstairs. You find this man in the damn bedroom, man. What you doing, bro? The
restroom in the bed sheets and stuff, man.
In the sheets, in your bed, man. Who is that? With the three bears, that little Edomite
That
child.
Goldilocks spirit.
Goldilocks spirit.
That's the Goldilocks spirit, man. The leopard spirit, man.
God.
See that?
So this is, and we gonna move on from this one because we've been on this one for a minute. But this is just I'm gonna show just a few clips of what's going on. As you can see, this says August 22nd, 2023. So this is more than likely still going on this minute. And I just, we see this and people are still getting offended at the Twin Towers. Like what?
That's crazy.
What? This is somebody's neighborhood, somebody's childhood home.
Oh, praise. Hopefully.
And if you've ever been around destruction, man, you can smell that from miles away. You can't breathe. There's chemicals in the air, plastics, and all sorts of different materials being burned. You know what I mean? And imagine the debris and the heat and the smoke from that, man.
Oh man, imagine the dead bodies, the smell of dead bodies. If you've ever even smelled burning hair, it smells awful.
Hey, that's a mighty point, man. That's a different scent. You know, we're not animals like a cattle, so we burn different, I bet you.
Oh yeah. It probably smell. You could probably smell this, you know, from the valley. This is looks like in the hills. You can smell this all the way in the bottom of the valley.
But you know, we righteous men, you know, we burn like frankincense and myrrh, you know what I'm saying? That's what we smell of. No, that wasn't. All right. Keep going. Let's just keep it going, man.
Forest fire in the northwestern Turkish province of Çanakkale. Maritime traffic between the Aegean Sea and the Sea of Marmara has been temporarily halted.
Look at that. Imagine having to go to sleep to this, man. You don't know how close this is going to be in the morning. This is what you get.
See that? Got a so-called white man over there. That's crazy.
He's everywhere. You can't escape this man.
The wildfire had prompted the evacuation of at least 10 villages, accommodating 1,151 people.
And that's here we go with the ads. That's in the village of 1,200 people, man.
Attention all timeshare owners. This ebook is for you. 13 steps to cancel your timeshare with.
Let me get a few more clips of this thing. Look at that.
Between Europe and Asia. Tugboats are prepared to intervene if the fire approaches the seafront, providing additional support to the ongoing firefighting operations, the Transport Ministry said in a statement.
And this isn't, you know, just coincidence. You know, this is the judgment of the Most High. This is a lake of fire right here. Okay, this is not underground. You know, you don't have an Edomite with a fork in his hand, you know, stabbing you to death. This is the lake of. This is what it's going to look like from above. That looks like molten lava, man. Let's see. And this is coming to a city in America. Plenty of cities. All you're going to see. See, and these are warning signs. These could be used as, you know, signs to show, look, you got to repent. You know, times are coming where this is going to be the new norm. You know, Esau emphasizes new norm so much, he doesn't talk about this stuff. He shows it. Esau doesn't talk about this. He's going to show it. This is going to be the new norm. right? So, brothers, got any points on this? It's kind of insane, man.
I think on this point we could go all day about how wicked and how much the Lord's about to set the land on fire on the behalf of the transgressions of the earth so far. You know, it's a mighty thing to see, man, because like the Lord told us to watch. Therefore, if not, then I come to you like a thief in the night. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so, like you saying, we're seeing these wonders and signs, and you have to understand that these things are written in the scriptures, and these are steps to the return. You know, so just be diligent and mindful, and keep watching for the signs of the Lord, man.
Con. And I got this scripture. I brought it out earlier, but I missed the point on purpose. This is, I'm reading it again. Did I bring this out? I don't think I did. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 28. It reads, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? So notice the key words. These are the spirits that the Most High made, but they're not created to save souls. They're not created to walk in the ways, and guide us, right? These are spirits created for vengeance. You got death angels, right? You got spirits that'll paralyze you. You got spirits that'll crush you. You got to understand everything has a spirit around it, right?
Huh?
The food that we eat, could be it could have a spirit of sickness on it, food poisoning. That is a spirit created for vengeance, as we're about to read, right? Which in their fury lay on. Go ahead, King.
Oh yeah, there's videos of Esau putting spells on the meat in the meat section, man. In the Walmart or Walgreens, man.
Con, and we got to get into the food next, man, because next video, Lord willing, because I've done seen some things that this place, Esau's, he's putting hexes on the food. They're taking food and they grind up the whole animal. Then they take the parts that you wouldn't normally eat. They have like some sort of type of meat glue, and they'll glue it together and sell it to you, man.
Oh no, I know Esau nasty, but they growing meat in labs, man. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing, there's no end to the folly with Esau, man, trying to pollute our temples. Did you know that there's if you research and if you Google the ketchup sold in the U.S. is
in
not
Canada?
The ketchup sold in Canada.
Yep, that's the spirit. I literally, before we went live, I was watching a video about that.
Yeah,
literally.
The high fructose corn syrup is like a
First
carcinogen,
ingredient, man.
Yeah, man. Baba Kashan, this is the last one I'm gonna land on this one for what we just discussed. But Acts 2:19, Baba Kashan.
Con. Let's see. Book of Acts, chapter 2, and verse 19. It reads, I will show wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke.
And that's exactly what we've been witnessing, man, in Maui, in Turkey, and and then you got people saying that it's Esau with a laser beam. You know what I'm saying? But we all these things are coming of the Lord. You're seeing people talking about. Then the Congress just have a meeting about the chariots, UPAs and stuff like that. So you're seeing things in the heavens. You're seeing signs in the earth beneath. You're seeing earthquakes. They're talking about they're discovering all sorts of different things. There's blood. There's death everywhere. Like you said, how many bodies they said that they found, but we led to believe we know that there's more bodies and blood that's not accounted for, right? And in the fire and through the vapor of the smoke of destruction, man. So in these last days, it's the Lord told you. He said, I will show you these wonders in all forms and fashions, so you cannot deny these acts of me. And I yield.
That's right, Con.
Hey, Con, man. Hey, go ahead, King.
No, you got it, King.
You sure?
All right, I'm gonna get this one last point real quick.
I'm sure Potter.
Yeah, Potter not gonna let you live it down, man. Right? It says fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. So a lot of people they think death, will they think Satan is over death and things that we all understand church rhetoric, right? But the Most High created these things for vengeance to get back, right? For sin, right? These things are created for vengeance, right? So Israelite man, woman, and child, we gotta really, tread lightly, man, tread carefully, right? On the things that we do, the things that we speak, and the things that we think as well, right? Because this could very well come into our house as fire, right? Hail. You got to think about the plagues that happened in Egypt, right? Happening again in Babylon, right? Famine, right? We understand that that's coming, right? Twofold ways, man. Right? We know the things that are coming, man, and we're seeing them unfold little by little. Well, actually, quickly, man. They're unfolding very quickly. And death. They said the death toll was, I believe, 20 in Turkey, right? Knowing good and well, and I'm not even gonna say I'm led to believe. I know for a fact that it's higher than that, right? All these were created for vengeance, right? But you got it, brother Potter.
Con, right? Con, right? I want to touch up on this real quick because Roger, you mentioned something. You mentioned something about Maui, man. That there's talks about lasers being shot there, right? We're gonna look into that a little bit, right? Brother, your call. You mind if I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, let me unshare mine real quick.
Right. And while he do this, man, I'm gonna show y'all just a quick clip real quick that I found. Right. All right. This is a U.S. Marine, and he's talking about FEMA. Let's see what he's gonna say. Right.
U.S. Marines engaged and neutralized a FEMA convoy in Maui. The convoy was fleeing fire-stricken Lahaina and would have escaped had it not been for the Marines taking it down. The chase began early Friday morning when Marines and FEMA had a shootout in the Maui Forest Reserve east of Lahaina Beach. According to intelligence reports, the Marines caught FEMA red-handed burying corpses in an earthen grave the feds had excavated with a backhoe. A procession of FEMA agents hauled bodies of men, women, and children out of an M35 Deuce and a half and heaped them on top of each other as federal supervisors stood around smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. So the Marines dismounted a distance away from the camp and they crept up undetected. The Marines took cover and began firing on the feds, and a dozen of them fell immediately.
See that? So they was burying over 113 bodies over there, right? Kind of hiding them in the earth, man. Right? And that's what we was talking about earlier, man. Esau fabricating those numbers, man. Well, we only found 35 bodies. Everybody else is missing. Nah, y'all buried more than those bodies, man.
Right.
Right. So, right. Let me get this real quick. Hold on. Do that first. Present, share screen. Right. You should be getting a request right now, King.
Let's see.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Add it to the stream.
God, this is a newscast, right? Let's see what is going on right here.
Is that the fire due to an attack from a direct theory? Is that the fire started due to one trending theory? Is that the fire started due to an attack from a directed energy weapon? 3 viral images appearing to show evidence of directed energy weapons have been shared online. But do these images really show that directed energy weapons started the wildfires in Maui? Let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Government Accountability Office, the National Weather Service, a reverse image search using Revi, the Canton Repository, SpaceX, and Chilevisión Noticias, a Chilean news company. If you haven't heard of directed energy weapons, I've got you. Weapons like lasers that use energy fired at the speed of light to damage or destroy targets. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, many countries, including the U.S., are researching their use. But these viral images do not show those weapons. As of August 21st, the exact cause of the Maui wildfire is still unknown, although the National Weather Service says the risk of fire was high.
Now, let's just pause it right there real quick. Right. So they're saying like they're practicing, they're researching these weapons, man. Right. And we all know that when it comes to research, what's the thing you need? You need a testing phase. You definitely need a trial run, man. And I'm gonna show you something, a weird characteristic of these lasers real quick, man. Right. Note like this. So this is a laser, right? Let's see. Watch it. Everything is getting burned. This yellow one got burned. This red one got burned. Right? What's up with this blue?
Are you showing the video, King? Because it's stuck on my screen with just the bellowing smoke.
Say it again.
I'm not able to see those lasers you're talking about. If you're showing a different video.
Con, I am. Your car. Did you see it?
It's stuck on the YouTube video still.
Is it working now? Oh, hold up. My bad.
There you
My
go.
bad. Is it working now?
Yeah, I see it.
Can y'all see it? Con, let's watch.
For different wavelengths.
See that? You see that? So when it comes to the color blue, for some reason, it's not burning this blue tile, right? So let's connect these dots real quick, man. Real quick. Can y'all see this screen?
Gun.
Con, right? What it says: blue and block the do. Alleged article of celebrities painting houses blue in Maui goes viral. So there's a lot of these celebrities that's painting their houses blue for some strange reason, man. Right? For some strange reason. So there's multiple accounts of this, man, saying that what everything's getting burned but that blue color, man. And now you got these celebrities, right, who has houses in Maui that they're painting their house the same color, right? You got Drake doing it, dang, Oprah doing it. That's what we saw just now, right? Let me see if I can see this. Expand this tweet, right?
Wow.
Right, and they kind of showed this in these little cartoons, man, what Esau was working on, man. Right, that's why they got the Simpsons right here, right? And in this Simpsons, you have you're gonna have a little brother. Right? We're gonna get to it. It's gonna show you it. Give us a second. Give us a second, man. See, look, and that
Leaving restaurant umbrellas and trees
look at that.
untouched.
What we're gonna go after these umbrellas.
The umbrellas are untouched, man. You can find videos of all the cars on the highway being burnt out, but a dang blue Civic or blue Toyota, man. Right? This is not a. It seemed like, you know what I'm saying, with too many things of saying the answer is one, right? You got 1 + 1. You got too many signs telling you that the answer is 2, man. So all of this stuff seems like it's connected, man. Look, everything's burnt, but these blue umbrellas, man. You see that?
That's crazy.
So there's something going on right here, man. Hold on, I got one more video to show. Right? Saying the exact same thing. Y'all can see it? Look at that. Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Hello? Con. Everything's burnt, but that one blue car right there. All right. But that one blue thing right there.
I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole.
But that blue house right there. Everything else is burnt though. But those blue umbrellas. You see that? But this blue car right here. So there's something going on in the earth, man.
Yeah, that's off, man. You'd expect. That's how you know it's a this thing has been in the works, because you'd expect an umbrella of all things to catch fire.
Can I get a precept on that one?
Go ahead, King.
Hey, 2 Corinthians 2:11, Baba Kasha.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, and verse 11. It reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, man. We're not ignorant to what Esau's doing. They used to think that we was just some average, uneducated, so-called Black and Hispanic and Native American men. You know what I mean? Now we understand laser technology. Now we understand how to look and see these devices that they're using against us to try to perpetuate a lie. Because hey, fire devours everything. But like the brother just did some investigation of what they would call forensic science, and seeing that these lasers are not working on this type of shading of blue. So how is everything devoured around it without these other things being affected, unless you intentionally hitting it with a device? So we're not ignorant to his space age technology, which he feels like he's so advanced. We're not ignorant. And Satan is who? Satan is a so-called white man, man. So this is playing upon tables. There's nothing really to add to it, but we not ignorant, Esau, and we coming for you, and we at your neck, and you're not going to deceive us no more. We understand, and we can see what the Lord has opened our eyes to see. All praise the Most High, man.
All praises. Bring that out.
And I'm gonna add one more thing, just real quick, man. There was even a whistleblower out there in I think he was working in Antarctica, right? One of those North Poles or South Pole, man. And he literally leaked and said, hey, there's a lot of things a lot of weapons that we have that not a people know of, man. And he made sure to mention what? Energy weapons. He said, hey, y'all better learn that term fast. Energy-based weapons. And he said this, right? You can probably find a YouTube video of him saying it, man. Right? So Esau, he's upgrading his weaponry, man. Everybody in the hood, they got guns, but he's gonna come out with a dang energy gun, man. Kind of melt the bullet and the person at the same go, man.
Yeah, man. He's crafty, man. He is. But no weapon formed against us is going to prosper, man, as long as we stay in the commandments and the will of the Most High. Right? That's where the faith comes in, right? The Lord said we're going to start to see rumors of wars. Let me get that real quick. We're going to start to see things, but, these things ain't supposed to scare us. These things ain't supposed to startle us. We're not supposed to get worked up over these things, right? This is Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war, right? Now, knowing this, right, this could drum something up, right? If enough people come out and say this is right, that was a plan, target was planned, right? And Maui being U.S. territory, right? That could be a rumor of war, right? It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So these things aren't supposed to stir us up. They're not supposed to, they're supposed to stir us up in the spirit of we got to get it together. We see the Lord, he's working this, he's doing this thing out here, right? So we got to, prepare for that ceremony that's coming upon earth, that the Most High is getting ready to the wrath that he's getting ready to invoke upon the inhabitants of the earth, right? We got to be ready, right? So that we may be able to escape these things, right? So we're not supposed to fear these things. These things should make us happy because it's closer to our redemption, man. It's drawing us day by day, is drawing us closer to the salvation that we yearn for, that we cry about every single day and night, right? You got brothers and sisters fasting that the Lord makes the time fast, that he speed up the time, right? So you see these things, don't be troubled by them, right? Rejoice in them, and pray that the Most High has mercy on you and that he keeps you protected from these things, right? You guys got any more points on that?
No, man. Just be more, you know what I'm saying? You got it. Let's just like you said, man, have that trust in the Lord, man. The Lord is uncovering Esau's secret parts and showing us the thing that he's capable of doing and what he's trying to do, man. Right? And it's all happening through what? Through his mercy, man. So come on, man. Let's get in there, man. Correct us out. Oh, you got the next topic? Okay, go ahead. King, you already got it pulled up. Go ahead.
Cartazar, you got a point? Brother might be kind of tied up real quick. right? But this is the Sun. Now the Sun, they produce some pretty good valuable information. They're one mainstream source that I could sometimes go to, right? Now, this is going into, you know, as we can see, we're in a new digital age, right? We're not in the time of CDs anymore. We're not in the time of cassettes. We're not in the time of VCR. We're in a time of where everything is digital. You can't see it, right? Everything is controlled through chips, right? And now what they're trying to do is combine that digital technology with flesh, with human skin, DNA, right? So let's see what this is talking about. It says Whole Foods allows you to scan your palm to shop and leave without paying as cameras track every item put in your cart. So this is not, this isn't anything that's new, honestly, right? And I'm gonna get into why later, but Amazon has it now where it's like you could scan with your palm. I don't know how they do it, but you were able to scan with your palm, right? We've seen this during the so-called pandemic where people were being conditioned to use their palm, and you clocking to work, they got that laser gun thing that tracks your temperature to kind of scan your forehead and your right hand, right? Oddly specific. They had that at my job. They had to scan your right hand and your forehead, man, right? Or else you couldn't clock in, right? They was trying to check your temperature, right? So it's conditioning you to be ready to take something that they're getting ready to put out there, right?
Hey, you mind if I bring something out?
Definitely, go ahead.
Hey, let me share the screen real quick for 1 second. I just want to show you something because this is one of those things that Esau doesn't really understand. Like they're okay with these devices. Share system audio. I'm not gonna do that. So do I need to share the system audio with that or no?
If it's a video, I would do it. Oh, hold on, here we go.
Let me do it again then.
I'm still pretty new to this StreamYard stuff too.
Check this out. Let me know whenever you can see my screen. Can you see?
Let's see. There we go. Hold on.
No, yeah, that's me, right?
Yeah.
This is how, look how with this paying with your palm scanners that you bringing out, brother. Watch this.
That's paying for my groceries with my.
They love this.
Yeah, she absolutely. She loved the attention.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Right?
You said that's the coolest thing.
You see that? Hey, I could have swore I seen her do that same thing in about 3 different outfits, man. So she loves
it. and that's what I'm saying. So they're trying to put it out there as if this is something that is amazing. You see, and you can see how they're trying to promote you to be so enthralled and excited to be doing this digital, giving your biometrics. These are things that you don't understand, that you can take a temperature with the thermal sensor gun, right? You don't even have to have any device attached to you. So imagine what they're taking from you when you scanning your hand or scanning your eyes or showing these sorts of things, man. So they're trying to get you to be good with making your body a credit card, basically, a device to be able to be controlled, cut on, and shared and cut off, man. And when you're looking at it in this kind of context, it's a very dangerous thing because now they're going to get all your biometrics. So what more do they need? They need your DNA. They need the way your body works. And then they're going to start trying to engineer stuff to make you one and the same to be controlled by a push of a button, man. And imagine how dangerous that would be. They putting stuff in your foods. And you know they got what they call a machine. A machine is a tool, right? An engine, something that can be mechanically used. But they got this slime, this metallic slime that technically it's just like, it looked like just a disgusting little bag of slime, but it's called a machine because they can move it at will through your arteries and push stuff out. So they can put stuff in your body that can live and survive, that they can control after you ingest it.
You see that? And you know, if I was, I'm just saying, if I was Esau, right, the way I get people to do that is through what? Vaccines, man. Right? Because now these vaccines, they're starting to say something about them, man. They're starting to say that people who have the vaccine, right, they can do something called shedding. Right? This is the clause that they have in that paperwork that Esau give out. That one person who is vaccinated, they can transfer that vaccination to somebody who's non-vaccinated. Man.
Wow.
Imagine that.
And you know that's what another term of that is called? It's called contamination. So whenever or infection, you know, that's what you call that's a biological warfare tactic. When you like what they did to us, so called in the ghettos, man, in the 80s, man. What did they do? They injected syphilis into us in the Tuskegee Airmen's experiments, and then that was transmittable. Then they gave us the so-called they gave our people what they injected us with the AIDS virus, put it in our communities. You know what I mean? So all of these things, they've been biologically testing these weapons against us. This is one of the weapons that they tested on the masses this time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is there's no we're not, like we just read out, we're not ignorant to the devices of Satan, man. This is what they do. This is what they specialize in, is the sword, man. Anything that can bring death could be a sword, man. So you even to the technology and information that you're taking in, it destroys you mentally. So their swords are on twofold levels: a physical sword and a spiritual destructive sword that feeds you false information. That's why what Hosea 4:6 said, we're destroyed for what? A lack of knowledge.
That's right.
See that?
How do you destroy something? With a sword, man.
It's just showing you how dangerous they are, man. A lot of people don't know, man. Right? Hey, your phone. Right, me and the brothers were just talking about this, man. If you have an iPhone, your phone takes a picture of you every 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you'll be able to see if you have an infrared camera. Right? It literally takes a picture of you. Where is those pictures going? Let's be honest, man. It's going to Esau and his databases, man.
Right.
Hey, your fingerprint, best believe that's where it's going, man. Hey, believe it or not, if you have if you unlock your phone through your fingerprint, you're not protected by the law. The police can actually unlock your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a code, they can't go through your phone, technically. And I say technically because it's Esau. He can really do whatever the hell he wants to, man. This is his device, man.
And one mighty point that you just brought out that just hit a nerve within me was that the biometrics things that you just talking about, the fingerprints, right? And you brought out the hand scanner. And you know that in this country, when it comes to technology and development, they're behind Ammon and Moab. They're not on the same level. So what they try to do is replicate what they're doing over there. And right now in China, in the land of Moab, they have something called a social credit score. And a social credit score, you know how they attain the metrics from that? And the reason why this government doesn't make deals with them on like a road development or land development is because anytime that they go into these African countries and they put up infrastructure like roads or trains or anything, China also sets up their surveillance cameras to make sure that they offer it as a security package to the natives that they're setting that up in, right? Like, hey, we're gonna set this road up, but we also gonna put cameras so you guys can watch your community and the traffic. And then the camera systems are so advanced that it's tracking the way you walk. It can distinguish by your limp versus this other person's limp, even if you got a mask on, right? But they run their network cable to China is on one side, and everything that you see is sending it to them. So why they want you to start doing this biometrics and why social media is so prevalent in this country is because they're trying to get all of your biometrics to build a profile, which in the 1990s, early 2000s, that's what you would use a CIA agent for, to try to come and get this intel on you. But now you're volunteering all your intel. Now they're building 3D deep fakes of you just based off what you put online, the things you scan in for your fingerprints online, your eye opticals just to get in there, your facial structure. Every video that you put is recording your biomechanics and the system. So whenever they decide to let's go ahead and deploy the application for our security cameras that are on the tollways or on the city lights or whatever, they're going to be able to do the same thing and track you and give you a social credit score based off of your video, based off with them recording. Okay, that person walking, it'll be able to be like just the way you walk. Okay, that's part of Watia. He has been to Whole Foods today, and he bought this, and this. He posted 8 times today. He's crossed this many streets. Actually, he did it a little too fast. He was running and he bumped into this person, which is Karatazan. And they exchanged, and then that's how they're gonna be able to determine if you're gonna be able to buy and sell and do different things, man.
Hey, Salaki, you said something that's crazy. Hey, I'm trying to remember it, man, because man. Now I gotta let it go. I forgot it, but I gotta let it, man. Man, it was a good little point too, bro. Good little point, but I forgot it, man. Nah, Esau, I'm sorry, Moab. He's now up there in technology. He has supersonic ballistic missiles, man. What they call it?
Continental ballistic missiles.
Intercontinental, man. Right. That's just on the. Let's see what he's doing with his own area, man. Now he got cameras that can track you, right? There's a woman over there in the land of Moab, right? She can't use her it shows videos of her recording herself trying to use her gift card, man. And they wanted facial recognition so she can use that gift card, man. She took off her mask and they made her open her mouth, man, so they could see her teeth. So Esau's getting very crafty with this thing, man.
Yeah. And it's dangerous, man.
I remember what I wanted to say. Salaki.
Bring it out, King.
Because you mentioned that, right? Now there's going to be cyber crimes, man. Right? You posting pictures of your children on Instagram, right? They got videos of them speaking. Now, what people are doing is they're using these AI's technology to give you a fake phone call of your daughter or your son asking for money, man, and have you send it to a certain account, right? Of your family member telling you they need some money, man. Soon you're gonna be seeing videos of your child held in captivity, man. Saying, hey, we want the money. They're gonna rip off the mask of somebody, a random person, but the AI technology is gonna put your child's face on their face, and they're gonna be pleading for you for money, man. Hey, that's what's going on in California right now. They shut down Hollywood because actors were saying they're trying to use their likeness on videos without their and just paying one time and they'll be done. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different time we're living in.
So see, these movies are gonna be all CGI, man, and you won't be able to tell the difference, man. You might see Ryan Gosling walking down Baytown, man, knowing he has nothing to do in the Dirty Bay, right? He ain't got nothing. Nobody to talk to out here. You're gonna see videos of him out here, man. See that?
Baba Kashal, could you bring out a preset for me? Let's go with I want to do Mark 8 and 12. Yeah, let's do that one.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 8 and verse 12. It reads, and he sighed deeply in his spirit and said, why doth this generation seek after a sign? Verily I say unto you, there shall no sign be given unto this generation.
Hey, man, because that to me in so many ways, it's like we looking with our eyes to get validation of things that we see, right? And that's the only thing that this generation likes to go after is what they see on the internet, what they believe what they see. So when you're looking at it like, why does this generation seek after a sign? How do you go online and know that you can see something physically, but you know it's 100% a lie? You know that's not what she looked like. This is not what you look like. This is something the brother just brought out, deep fake technology, man. So it's to the point where you're not even looking at the people that you think that you're looking at. And when this war between Ukraine and Russia just started off, their cyber terrorists that was over there, I don't call them terrorists, but their cyber team posted up a video of a deep fake of Zelensky giving a speech to the Ukrainians saying, let's retreat, let's put our arms down.
What?
They only caught it because of the way that his shirt looked in comparison to like the coloration of it. But other than that, it looked just like him. It sounded just like him. That's why they got these new songs with different artists making new AI songs together. So you're in a generation that you seek a sign. You hope to see what you see as being true, but you haven't learned that everything that's before your eyes is nothing to be believed. You have to have high faith in these days, man. You got to be staying diligent with the studies of the Lord to be able to know the difference between a man and a woman now. Because you can see something, but that doesn't mean that's what you see, because this is a generation of deceit. You understand what I'm saying? So you can hear something, that doesn't even mean that artist made that song, man. You can eat something, that doesn't mean that's actually a grape. It looked like a grape. So this is a false and very counterfeit time that we're living in. And if you don't have your faith built into the things that the Lord said that are true, the words and commandments and signs that he left for us, you're going to be swept away like an undertow in a current, because you're going to go and believe anything that you see, because you don't live by the faith in the eyes of the spirit. You live by the eyes of the flesh, which deceived you. And I yield with that.
So, like, you mind if I grab a precept real quick?
Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, right? It says what in verse 4? It says what? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Hey, David said he's walking through the valley of the death, man. He's walking through that dark place, man. Right? And that's what we're doing right now. We're walking in a dark and wicked world, man. The only person we got to comfort us, right, to be our support, right, to be our strength is the Most High God, man. In his what? In his service, man. That's why it's very important for us to be watchful in these days, but also what? Build up our faith, man. Build up our endurance, man. Build up our wisdom. Because as it says in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom is going to be the stability of your times, man. Wisdom is going to help you get through that, man. When you're in the wilderness, all hell is breaking loose, and you got that one good memory of brothers linking up for a new moon, kind of put you in the right spirit, man. Hey, you'll be able to endure that thing, man. You never know, man. That's why it's very important to, once again, build up your faith, man. Right? And that only comes through what? One thing. Man, let me get this real quick. Ecclesiastes. Well, it comes through multiple things, right? But this is one of the ways you can build it up. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. Right? Chapter, should be 4. No, Ecclesiastes chapter. Hold up, give me a second. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, right? In verse 2, he says what? It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart, man. And so the Lord says it's better for you to be in mourning, man. Right? To be grieved in your spirit, man, than to be in laughter and joy. Right? To be rejoicing in this land, man. The Lord says it's better for you to mourn, because that mourning is gonna make you hate this place, man. And that mourning is gonna make you want to get out of this place. That mourning is gonna make you call upon the Lord, man, because he's the God of what? The afflicted, man. So you gotta catch hell, man. Right? You have to catch hell. Matter of fact, this is one of my precepts I just found out, man. But it speaks volumes. Right? You're gonna get this, man. Matter of fact, we're gonna put this on the screen. Give me Micah chapter 4. And I want you to start at verse 10. Micah 4 and 10. I want you to get this one for everybody to see.
Can I see my screen?
You on Matthew?
You said you want Matthew?
Matthew. Are you still on Matthew 24 and 6? That's what I see on my screen.
Let me see.
If the screen's frozen, you might have to reshare it, King.
Yeah, because I've been going to every precept. Let me see.
There we go.
All right.
Go back to, let's get that. Micah 4 and 10. Let's see what it says.
I can see it?
Yeah, it says what? Be in pain. Hey, you gotta get pain. You gotta be hurt, man. It says, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail, man. So you gotta put that work in, man. You gotta get hurt, man. You gotta go through things, man. The Lord commanded it. The Lord commanded the daughter of Israel to be in pain. So now what? Bear it. Be hurt. Deal with what you got to deal with, man. Be in pain, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and shalt dwell in a field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies, man. Hey, so the Lord said, hey, you're going to be in pain, and you're going to go to the land of Babylon, man. And there I will save you, man. So all of these people who's running to Zimbabwe, running to South Africa, running to Nigeria, because now they're offering citizenship to so-called people of African American descent, right? Where we were Israelites, they're offering citizenship to them. All those people who's running away, hey, they're not doing what the Lord commanded them to do, man. The Lord said, "Be in pain," and here He's going into deliverance, man. I'm gonna wait here for the Lord, man, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down, and I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna fast. I'm gonna mourn. I'm gonna repent. I'm gonna catch hell. I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna rejoice in that hurting, rejoice in that sorrow, right? And I'm gonna be saved by the Lord, man. That's what you must do, man.
Can't run away from your own punishment, man.
You can't run away from your punishment. Adam did that, man.
Yeah, the Lord gonna get up with you, man. It's a lot of I've met a lot of brothers and sisters that say, well, we gotta flee to so and so. We gotta go to Africa, go back to Ghana. We gotta go to Puerto Rico. I know brothers and sisters that did that. They came straight back, man. Why? Because you can't run from the judgment. You know, they're gonna treat you the same way, like a so-called black man, a so-called Hispanic man, right? You gotta live out your punishment. Go ahead, King.
I said they might even treat you worse, man.
Yeah, I've heard some cases you get treated worse.
Right. Matter of fact, I've seen videos. Let a so-called African American woman go to Africa dressed provocatively, and let's see if the men gonna let that go down, man.
Right. See how the women over there treat her.
They'll beat you right there in the street, man.
Yeah. The animals they gonna get their licks in too. Now you got monkeys pulling people's face off.
Your mute corrupts up.
Khan, Salaki. Yeah, Khan, and that's all because they're moving out of fear, because they run into these other lands trying to see if they can escape, right? Baba Kashad, bring out the book of Psalms 27 and 14, because our people need to understand that it's not just you can't, first off, who can deliver you out of the reach of the Lord, man? Nobody's going to be able to do that, and you definitely can't do that for yourself, try to escape the judgments of the Lord, right? But there is something that we can do, and Baba, shall I bring this out for me, King?
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 27, verse 14. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
Absolutely, man. So what we have to do is understand that there's nowhere that you can hide. There's nowhere you can run. You literally have to just wait on the Lord. Either if it's for salvation or even judgment against you, you still got to wait on the Lord. But if you have faith and been keeping His commandments and been moving diligently, you should be of a good courage, man. And if you have any strength, it should be in the Lord. The Lord should be the strengthening of thine heart, man. In adversity and in the moments of fear, in the moments of doubt, what should get you back without any of those hindrances is the thought that, hey, I'm gonna wait, on the Lord. And the Lord even said, wait, I say on the Lord, man. And that's just one of those things that kind of keeps me going through it, is that it's all right, because I don't have to do too much, because the Lord just told me to wait. And I'm gonna bring out one more just to follow up on that. Give me the book of Isaiah 30 and 18, Baba Kashad.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 18. It reads, and therefore will the Lord wait, that He may be gracious unto you, and therefore will He be exalted, that He may have mercy upon you. For the Lord is the God of judgment, Blessed are they that wait for him.
You see that? Because the Most High, He's a God of judgment, man. So if you therefore are waiting on the Lord, He's gonna be gracious unto you. He's gonna be merciful unto you. And then because of those actions of just waiting and being patient on the Lord, you're exalting the Lord in faith and belief in the sight of other people, man. Because you're showing that you believe in the power that the Most High He's shown and He has, man. And then He's gonna have mercy upon you in those days where, let's say, you got people dropping dead around you from disease, people are starving to death. But if you're mightily waiting on the Lord, why do you look like you gaining weight, man? Because every time you've been waiting, the Lord sent you some food to make sure that you hedge, man, to get you some water to make sure you're not getting dehydrated, man. Every time you leave from one point of shelter to another, you always got AC or you got some comfort. You got a new a pantry full of food that you discover every time you're trying to be a sojourner on the earth, man. Because we know that we see all these things of the judgment of the Most High. So He said, blessed are all they that wait for Him. So if you want to be blessed, gotta wait on the Lord.
Come on. And I got a precept to go with it. Right? This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities. Like the brother Potter and Karatas I was going into, you kind of gotta just love, the process that the Most High is putting you through, right? I take pleasure in infirmities and reproaches and necessities and persecutions and distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong, right? So it's a good thing to count it, you can't count it all a loss when, something comes upon you, right? Not necessarily saying you get put out, and you going through it, right? You got to take pleasure in these things. It could be something small. It could be something big, You have to take pleasures in infirmities because the Most High, he's putting you through a refining process to see how are you going to take it. How are you going to call upon His name? Or are you going to throw in the towel, right? And a lot of people, they don't take pleasure in infirmities, man. Most people don't, right? It's a terrible thing getting evicted. It's a terrible thing, when your hometown is set on fire, right? When your grandma lives in the mountains and you can't rescue her, man, right? And reproaches and necessities and persecutions, right? And the stresses for Christ's sake, right? The rhetoric that's going on about the Israelites, man, right? How we're a hate group and we just preach love, man, right? It says, for when I am weak, then am I strong. These things are supposed to be made to put a thicker skin on us, man, to strengthen us for the times coming ahead. Because a lot of people, they're not going to be able to handle it. You got some people, they get, cardiac arrest, right? They have heart attacks, right? Their anxiety gets so bad that they just croak, A lot of people just die. Some people explode. They spontaneously combust because of stress, So it's like, yeah. So, the Most High, He's preparing us, right? We go through these things as a preparation period, right? It's bulking season for the Israelites, right? But y'all got it.
All right, well, I'll follow up with that with some Sirach 2 and 2, man. You want to bring that up, Papa Shot? Because 2 through 5, that's a beautiful point to just land me back off what you just broke down, brother, through the Spirit. It's amazing. So, and you can't really see every time you go through something as something that is detrimental of destruction. So, Papa Shot.
Khan, this is Sirach chapter 2, starting at verse 2. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Because how many times has brothers been going through something, and the first thing they do is quickly think like, man, I ain't worth it, man. Man, I need to, something wrong with me. But no, the Lord says that set thy heart aright, constantly endure, man. Just like when you in the gym, what they tell you when you're doing the reps, come on, one more. I can't. It burned. They like, hey, man, focus, go through this regiment, man, and push through it, and don't be trying to give up the first time you see something that goes against you that you feel is trouble, man. Baba Shot, read on.
It reads, cleave unto him and depart not away. Thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
And that's what part of that endurance is, man. Because if we got everything that we wanted at the very beginning, how much effort would you really put and give to the Most High, man? Because you're getting rewarded just off of the initiative. You're not getting rewarded as a byproduct of hard work and endurance and time being proven, man. So that shows that we are one that needs to go through trials and tribulations to be built up in sincerity and truth and in strength, not superficially just to get something out of entitlement.
Right.
And Baba Shah, next verse for me. This is gonna be quick. I'll go through it pretty quick.
God, no sweat. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate."
And that's a very hard thing to do, but that being patient when you're told to change to a lower state, what that builds is your endurance, your tolerance, your long suffering, because you have to have the ability to stay in a specific uplifted spirit when you're brought low. Meaning you can't be disgruntled, you can't be murmuring, you can't be bitter, you can't be angry. That means you got to have the right set mind of a right, meaning that you thinking like, man, it don't even matter how low I get brought, because this is the Lord, man. He's doing this for some good reason to get something. Maybe I don't know. Well, I may not know it's in me. He's purging this up out of me. And how does the Lord end up getting these types of iniquities and things up out of us? Next verse, Baba Kasha.
It says, "For gold is tried in fire, and acceptable in the first of adversity."
You breaking up bad, Salaki.
Yeah.
I think he's frozen.
Khan, I'll read it for you. Right, this is Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 4. I'm sorry, verse 5. It says, "What? For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity."
And that's the key thing, man. So when you brought low and you're going through it, you're showing that the patience, the Lord's bringing all this heat and fire and adversity against you, because fire gets the impurities out of metals, man. And we are the finest of the metals in the earth. The Lord said we are the gold of Ophir, man. We're finer than that, right? So whatever impurities that you got going on within you, the Lord's going to turn that heat up on you. But he said it for what type of man does he do this for? It's a very key word that he used in that last verse of 2 and 5. What did he say?
For acceptable men.
Acceptable men. So just like the Lord used that parable multiple times, or a metaphor, that he chastens his sons. He doesn't chasten bastards, right? So he's gonna get that fire if he finds you to be an acceptable man to get these things out of you. So be patient, endure when you brought low, have faith in the Lord, wait on the Lord, because you have to be able to have that pleasant, that cheerfulness, because you know all these things are happening to you because the Lord found you to be an acceptable man in his eyes. Now you with that.
All praises. We're gonna wrap this thing up soon, because I know brothers got things to do, and I want we're going over almost an hour and a half, man. All praise to the Most High. Spirit guiding brothers, right? Any brothers got any any honorable mentions? I got one.
Go ahead.
Hey, Trump's mugshot was released, man. Everybody's been wanting to see it. This is like a world premiere, man. It's like the New Year's countdown. People have been waiting to see this mugshot. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
God, Esau finally getting put in this place that he's the criminal of the earth, man.
Yeah. Man. You better pull it up.
Yeah. Him and his 8 conspirators.
Oh dang.
Only 8?
They kind of smiling at him.
Hey, matter of fact, I was driving on the road not too long ago, and I see somebody with an LGBT sticker. Right? It said liquor, beer, guns, and Trump. That's what LGBT stands for.
They're proud.
They both rightfully abominable. So all the way. One in the same.
All right, let me see. Now.
Look at this guy. What's he doing?
Oh dang.
Is that Jake in the bottom?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah,
I'm gonna
that's
call
not
that dude.
Jake.
I'm gonna call him
That brother
Ishmael,
from
man. I
Maui.
don't know.
Yeah, that brother from Maui. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's a draft
But this
fight
is
then.
That's what it is.
look at the sister, man.
Oh
You
damn.
have to have two though, right? You have to at least have one. They gonna blame the whole thing on her though. You know that, right? Trump gonna be like, it
Hey,
was her fault.
look how she
Look at
look
the
though, bro. She look
face.
evil, bro.
Wicked, evil, man.
Spirits,
Like,
man.
you see that?
But that's what you literally call a legion right there. A legion
This
of
is a
demons.
reverend. Yeah, this is somebody's so-called counselor.
That's somebody pastor, man.
That's a priest, man. You know, he thought he was getting arrested for something else though before this.
Yeah,
Don't make the allegations. Ah, shit! I thought it was something else.
Oh man, oh man, that is wild.
No.
Oh man,
He don't look like his first mugshot. I'm gonna tell you that. He just looks like, all right.
Dang.
I guess.
I had somebody tell me this one was fake, but I don't know because it's different sources that's showing this one. So, let me see.
I tell you, even if it is fake, it's good to see him in distress, man. Just to be honest with you.
Hey man, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I just seen a video not too long ago, and you know, Jake being a coon saying that he loves Trump, man.
You always got one.
Back to the photos, man.
Oh man.
I'd say that one to the
man. Let me get my honorable mention real quick, Baba Kasha. Right.
Go ahead, do your thing.
This is something that the brother brought out, man. All right, it's gonna change the mood of this whole thing. So I'm gonna just be honest, right? And it reads, right? Horrendous, right? Black man tortured by white Mississippi police called Goon Squad, right? It is 6 so-called Edomites torturing these 2 Israelite men, man, all because that they were being loud, man, and they end up kicking down the house, kicking down their doors, right, going in there and torturing them, man, right? And Esau, he kind of fucked up, man. The only reason he fucked up, right, is because they let him live. They put a gun to the back of his throat and they pulled the trigger and the bullet exited out his neck, right? But they didn't make sure that they finished the job. That's the only reason why judgment is being cast on these men. But that being said, man, right, you can go to YouTube and watch the video, hearing how these people, what they did and how they did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get too graphic because they actually did a lot more things. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that being said, bro, they even plotted together how to cover it up, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we all need to be more aware, man. At any point, this small matter can turn into a big issue, man, a big deal, man. Right? So, hey, may the Lord have mercy on those brothers. May they repent and come back to the Lord, man. Because ultimately, you know what I'm saying, we know how the Lord's judgments work, man. All right?
Yeah.
And calm. And the thing about that, you know, just to throw that with that, brother, is you know, these dudes did exactly what they did to us in slavery, man. And I'll put it to you like this. If anybody's seen the movie Pulp Fiction, you know the scene I'm talking about with Vin Reams. It was in there with in the pawn shop. That's what they did to those brothers. That's what they did to those brothers, man. And it was 6 of them doing it, man. And then that wasn't the first time. So you gotta understand that this is in the nature of their blood, man. That they did the most abominable fornicative things. And you got to bring out the classic Hebrews 12 and 36, man. 10 and 20. You know, no worse a fornicator than Esau, man. Because you can't leave that unmentioned. Because when you started seeing that the Israelites are telling the truth about the people that you run to for your safety and security, and not realizing that you run into one of the most abominable people in the planet Earth for your safety, and then you surprised when they're doing things to you. And these are the people that you call when you're in trouble. 36, I believe, Baba Kasha. These are the people that you calling when you going through it. Is that 12 and 36? I believe. I think it's 12.
Sure. It's a lot.
You know, and that's a terrible thing, because when something like that happens to you, it changes you a man forever. You know, shoot, I know people that have been through less, and they live with more trauma.
Hey, Salaki, kind of just reading about it kind of changed your spirit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. We'll start with 16 on that. Off the show.
It reads, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright."
And through history, archaeology, we understand that Esau, and through prophecy, is the so-called white man. And now let's see if this is a true statement about the so-called white man that you can see within yourself.
Khan. It says, "For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears."
See, is that the one, the verse? Is there anything? How that's no profane or fornicator? Was that the previous verse?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, and there's nobody that's more pervert, nobody who's more deranged. But then after they after they do the worst of the worst to a grown man, 2 grown men, you got 6 so-called Edomites running around, so-called white men, subjugating 2 so-called Israelites with the power of authority and the badge of the law, and doing things that they were butt breaking them, just like they were back in captivity and slavery. But then turn around and then cry and ask for forgiveness and to be saved and to forsake their punishment because of what they've done, man. And that's a false balance. So just to be truthful, the Lord hates a false balance. That's an abomination. Esau and his judgment and his works are abominable. And I'll rest with that, man. I hope they get it.
I'm gonna hit this last thing, Baba Kashad, right? I got it pulled up right here. Job chapter 14 and verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Hey, so the Lord, he prescribed these people to be fornicators, to be evil, to be wicked, man. Right? You cannot make something that is dirty and make it clean, man. You cannot do that. So-called Israelite man, woman, or child, man. You cannot do that. Right? Only the Lord has that power. And he's not gonna, he already said his judgment towards Esau, towards these nations, man. Right? So it is what it is at this point, man.
Quit trying to save your enemies, Israel. Try to save your people. Save Israel. Forsake your enemies, man. How about that? Try something new.
Try something that's going to work.
Do what the Lord said to do. How about that?
Yeah, do that.
The Lord said do that.
All praises.
All praises, man.
Mighty,
Lord willing,
mighty,
you know what I'm saying?
mighty,
Israel, y'all got some understanding to it, what we brought out. You know, Lord willing, you know what I'm saying? This gonna benefit y'all when y'all walk in this truth, man.
Sister said the Most High lifting up that skirt. That's right, man.
Right. Sis,
But with that, Lord willing, this was edifying, right? Lord willing, this is not for the use of folly, right? But to the use of godly edifying, man. That's what we out here to do, to edify and minister godly things, right? And being a trumpet for our people is one of those things, man. Right? So brothers, sisters, if y'all have any news sources, feel free to hit up the email, feel free to hit up the Instagram, you know, feel free to hit brothers up, you know, and plug us in, you know, because, you know, that's charity at the end of the day. But with that, you know, sons of Zion, right? All praise be to the Most High. Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Shalom, family. Shalom.
Blow the trumpet and stay on your pivot, y'all. Shalom.
Blow the trumpet, stay on your pivot. Lord willing, we'll be back, I believe, the week after next, after we come from Houston. And see that brother gotta go. That brother gotta go. Shalom.
Hey, shalom. Shalom.